This is the most sophisticated housewife I have ever seen. Every day, she measures her circumference with a ruler, does not allow a single piece of fat to grow on her body. 10 years of marriage. Her husband has never seen her face. Every night, she would put her husband to bed early. Then she would go to the bathroom to take off her makeup and apply a mask. Go back to bed and rest. When the first rays of the morning sun came into the room, she gets up and rushes into the bathroom, putting on a delicate light makeup. The alarm goes off at 7 a.m. The husband wakes up and sees his beautiful wife. He can't help but give her a kiss. Her name is Mickey. A family of 4 living in a luxury apartment in the heart of New York City. There are 3 toilets in the house. During the day, she is a gentle and virtuous housewife. By night, she is her husband's personal assistant. Her husband, George, is a rich boy. He has nothing but money, but Mickey loves his money. She is crazy about her husband. George's greatest passion is stand-up comedy. Every weekend, the couple would come to the theater and perform. George's technique was lame and his act was hard. His stand-up comedy was a car wreck. Every time her husband would perform, Mickey would take out her notebook, carefully record the scene reaction, so that she could improve the next time he performed. She has no doubt in her husband's talent. She was confident that one day he would shine. That night, Mickey was watching TV, discovered by accident. Comedian Jones had copied her husband's skit. She was so angry that she ran to tell her husband. But her husband was calm and said he didn't care, because Jones didn't copy him, but he copied Jones. In this business, it's normal to copy from each other. Looking at her husband, who was still complacent, Mickey was speechless for the first time. At one point in the show, Mickey accidentally took her husband's performance clothes by mistake. Her husband was furious with her. He complained that she couldn't even do this little thing right. In order not to affect her husband's state, she had to keep apologizing. But even so, her husband's performance still went awry. He forgot the words. The whole performance was unbearable to watch. When she got home, Mickey tried to comfort her husband. To her surprise, her husband packed his bags and left home. He couldn't accept his failure. He wanted to find a place to calm down. Mickey tried again and again to stay, but her husband insisted on leaving because he already had someone else in his heart. She was the secretary of his company. Mickey would never have thought that her 10 years of dedication and hard work would finally lose to an outside woman. The sad Mickey went back to her mother's house to seek comfort, but she was greeted by her parents scolding. Her mother blamed her for making her husband angry. Her father scolds her for finding a philandering bastard. Mickey is frustrated and disappointed. She rushed into the rain alone with a bottle of wine. At this moment, she no longer cared about her delicate makeup. The rain drenched her in water. She arrives at the talk show in a daze. This woman rushed onto the stage under the influence of alcohol. She complains about her dissatisfaction with her husband and family. Her language is funny and humorous. Her performance is smooth and natural. The stage is filled with cheers. On stage, Mickey shines brightly. She was a different person from the housewife before. Towards the end of the show, the police suddenly came to the door. Mickey was taken to the police car because she didn't have a license to perform. Mary, the owner of the theater, bailed her out and offered to be her manager. Mickey's performance last night was amazing. Mary didn't want to miss this future star, but Mickey said no, because the business of stand-up comedy was too far away for her. Father-in-law heard about their divorce. He called them to his home. He wanted to ease the relationship. Compared to the useless secretary, Mickey was the perfect daughter-in-law for everyone. But Georgie was not convinced. He insisted on going all the way. The father-in-law, in a fit of rage, took their apartment back. They were left to fend for themselves. Mickey left the apartment empty-handed. After 10 years of marriage, she didn't have a single thing that belonged to her. Opening her purse, she saw the notebook full of jokes. She had a hope that she had never had before. Without her husband, she could still live a wonderful and beautiful life. Mickey finds Mary. She agreed to the partnership she had proposed. She mustered the courage to go on stage. With a wealth of skills and skillful performance, she once again received a thunderous applause. With Mary's help, Mickey's career as a stand-up comedian took off. She soon became a star of the theater, and her husband began to regret it. Since leaving Mickey, his life was in turmoil. George relied on his parents as a child, grew up relying on his wife. He had never been able to live on his own since he was a child. Without Mickey, he was a wreck. George had the nerve to ask to get back together. He didn't expect Mickey, who always obeyed him. This time she refused without hesitation. It wasn't that she didn't love her husband. but she wanted to test him. Men never cherish what they can easily get. George's performance soon gave Mickey the answer. The son missed his father. Mickey took the boy to her husband's newly rented apartment. The door is opened by a female secretary. Since George was rejected by Mickey last time, he turned around and went to see the secretary again. Faced with the facts before her, Mickey finally gave up the last fantasy of her husband. She started practicing stand-up comedy day and night, focused on her career, because at this point she had no way back. To gain experience, she watched and studied comedy stars everywhere, dreaming of being on a bigger stage. With a lot of practice and frequent appearances, Mickey finally gained the respect of the audience. Her fame spreads everywhere. Her fans are all over the country. A star is rising in the world of stand-up comedy. George stumbled upon Mickey's show. Looking at the radiant Mickey on stage, George didn't even have the courage to approach. Now the two have reversed their situation. George lost his father's support. He has become poor and destitute. The secretary also left him. On the other hand, Mickey on stage is in her element, unleashing her charm. In fact, Mickey's success is not a coincidence. It is due to her extreme self-discipline. After 10 years of marriage, she can sleep late and get up early every day. A strange stage, she can simulate it 1,000,000 times. With this magic formula for success, wherever she goes, she can embrace success. Fortunately, Mickey's awakening is not too late. Otherwise, the world would be full of a hardworking, a housewife who blindly pleases her husband. There would be one less promising, a capable comedy star. This film is a highly rated American drama. Mrs. Maisel. Not that all women are encouraged to leave their families behind, to go out and have a career. It's about never giving up on yourself at any time. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.